For me, there are two things that make Migration Center special. First, we support really a lot of different source and target systems. We have like 12 source adapters currently and nearly as many target adapters. And since you can combine any source adapter with every target adapter, this makes more than 120 migration paths in total. And I don't think that there are many tools out there that support that many migration paths. Second thing, Migration Center is a really flexible and extensible tool. It's like the Swiss Army knife among the migration tools, you could say. For example, metadata transformation. This is really a core functionality of each migration tool. And the Migration Center comes with a bunch of built-in transformation functions that cover a lot of use cases already. But in case you have a special requirement, you can easily extend Migration Center with your own transformation functions. So, and if this does not help, we can also create your own custom source adapter or target adapter. And we provide examples for transformation functions and adapters so that you can easily create your own custom adapters and with that extend the functionality of Migration Center. Well, Migration Center is best suited for mid to high volume complex content migrations. Conversely, this means you should probably not use Migration Center in projects that have a need only for little or no metadata transformation in between source and target systems. Of course, you can use Migration Center in these scenarios, but actually, if this is your only use case, I think there are better tools out there. And of course, if you have small migration projects, it makes also usually no sense to use Migration Center just because of the costs and the ramp-up time you have for Migration Center. This does usually not fit the budget and the time frame of small migration projects. We had this customer in Finland who migrated about 480 million objects with Migration Center. And that was a really well-planned project. And the customer had set up an amazing environment for Migration Center. They had a whole farm of job servers for parallel scanning and importing of the documents. And they had a high-speed Oracle database in the back end. And we also developed a custom adapter for them because they had this special requirement to transfer only the metadata from the source system to the target system and keep the content files in the same old storage system. And although we had some issues at the beginning with our custom adapter, we finally, together with the customer, finished this project in time, in quality, and yeah, that was a nice, huge project. Well, cloud and artificial intelligence are not only in general, but also in the area of content migrations hot topics. There are many vendors that offer cloud-based enterprise content management systems nowadays, and our customers start to use these offerings for the known reasons. For us, this means that we have to develop new special adapters that leverage the special migration APIs that are usually come with these new systems because of the limited bandwidth you have when you migrate into the cloud. There's a big difference between the network bandwidth in the intranet and the network bandwidth that the companies usually have for their internet connection. So that's one hot topic. And artificial intelligence, yeah, there are also nowadays many use cases in enterprise content management that have to be done manually. For example, it's common that companies get documents in paper form or even in digital form on DVDs, for example, but without any metadata. So somebody has to set the attributes on these documents. That means manual work that is error prone and costly, and companies are looking for ways to reduce this manual effort. So what they try to do is use machine learning or artificial intelligence algorithms to predict the attributes of the documents. And yeah, these two topics I think are very, very hot currently in content migrations or content management. We already have included support for some major cloud enterprise content management systems in Migration Center. For the cross-industry area, this is SharePoint Online and Box. And for the life science industry, this is Viva. We are currently working on the SharePoint Online scanner and importer that use the new migration API from SharePoint. And yeah, of course, for Viva, we still add new features in order to really support the complex migration scenarios in the life science industry. I can also imagine that in the future we will add more adapters for cloud systems like Google Docs or OneDrive. And regarding our machine learning, we have implemented a so-called auto-classification module for Migration Center. This module integrates completely in the Migration Center workflow, so you can use it to train and validate your models, which you then can use in the migration project to predict the attributes or classifications for your existing or for your new documents. And yeah, this module showed really promising results in the first POC at a customer. And we will definitely continue improving this module. Machine learning has its potential, and many customers try to reduce the amount of manual work by leveraging machine learning technologies. But currently, I think the move to the cloud is most significant to our customers. Especially in the life science industry, customers are looking for the vertical solutions that are offered by some of the new players on the market. Also, cloud-to-cloud migrations will be a common scenario in the future, and that's why we start developing adapters that support cloud-to-cloud migrations. For example, the SharePoint Online scanner is the first one we have to scan also cloud systems, but I'm pretty sure that many others will follow. A thorough planning is the key to success. This is especially true in content migration projects. The source data is usually not that clean and consistent as you expect it to be. So you better make sure that all these little deviations are fixed before you start your productive migration project. You also have to make sure that the tool that you intend to use really supports all the data types and features of the source and the target system. Finally, you have to make sure that the tool also supports, or you have to make sure how to handle all these limitations that the target system may have. For example, SharePoint. SharePoint allows only a maximum of 511 minor versions for a document. So first you have to check the source system, the data in the source system, if there are documents that have more than 511 minor versions. And if that's the case, you have to think about how to handle this case. So this and many more questions need to be answered in a migration concept. And if you do this well, then the probability is high that you will finish your project in time, in budget, and in quality. So at FME we will say it's possible.